This podcast discusses paranormal activity and other topics some might find disturbing. Listener discretion is advised.
Is it a chill or a ghostly breeze? A knock, a tap, what do you believe? Ghosts, gossip, gather around, where the lost and the haunted are found. Ghosts, gossip, don't make a sound. Truth or tales, we'll dig it out.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ghost Gossip. We have a guest in the studio for the first time ever. My name is Ashley, and I'm your host. We have Daniel over here.
Hello, y'all.
And then we have one of our best friends, Justin.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Mr. Reid, who is a published author.
I tried to write a book. It's fine. It's wrote.
It is available.
The work is complete.
It is complete, and I don't know where my book went. Can you grab that for me?
It's in the other room.
So Justin's here. He is our special guest. Other than Daniel, the only person that's ever been in here to record.
I was in here before the sheetrock went up.
Yes. You
Yes.
remember what it looked like before it was.
I think it turned out really good.
No, it's really good. I'm just glad you didn't ask me to help hang the sheetrock. After you helped me, you asked for the TV help and drilling in the brick, I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this.
I paid somebody.
Yeah. It's a smart plan.
I do need to get a new
Oh.
staircase to the attic, so I will be requesting.
Justin.
This isn't a free podcast, sir.
I got you. Okay.
We're not a nonprofit.
Yeah.
I feel like it.
We're getting that staircase, baby.
Well, for people who don't know, randomly I'll get messages and says, hey, you want to come over and help with something and we'll get some barbecue or something. It sounds like a great idea. I'm like, damn, I'm a sucker for barbecue. And then I show up and there's an 800-pound safe that's got to go in the house that he's like, I measured it. It has an 1/8 of an inch on each side. I'm like, our fingers are bigger than 1/8 of an inch.
3/8. It had 3/8 inch. That's like almost half.
3/8 on the whole total, not on each side.
It had like 3/4 play, which is 3/8 either side. It slid like in there like a glove. I don't want to hear it, Mr. Hey, can you come over here and help me move my pool?
Yeah. Okay, I did do that.
A pool, a legit pool, not a jacuzzi, not a spa, not a sauna, a pool, a full-blown. How deep is that pole, Justin?
It's 4 foot deep, but it's a fiberglass shell. It came from Florida, and I convinced my wife to let me dig a hole in our yard with a backhoe. She will never let me operate a backhoe again. It will never happen.
So I know that people came over and helped dig and backfill. I unfortunately wasn't one of those people. I'm a little offended, but I probably...
It's for the best.
Yes, for the best.
Yeah, it's definitely for the best.
It's for the best. When I got on the tractor and I was driving it and it was 22 degrees outside and everything was covered in ice and I had the flu, mind you, I had flu type A, and come to find out a few days later. And it was like, you know what? I think I'm going to be able to get this in the ground before Christmas.
I remember.
Yeah.
Because we were all like, I was dressed like I am now.
Look, I don't make the best decisions at times.
No.
Remember when you told my father at my birthday party? And
Yes.
I can still see his face. He's like, you're going to do what?
Well, the next time I saw him, he said, wait, did you actually build the pool? And I showed him pictures of it. He said, holy shit, he built a pool.
Yeah. That's his reference point for you.
Yeah.
From now until eternity.
Oh, yeah. Until I do a bigger project.
The one that did the pool.
Yeah.
Yes, that one. The bald one that looks like Daniel that built the pool.
You made a good impression.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He'll remember me forever.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
He remembers me too. But he just shakes his head.
Yeah.
I would hope so. We're married.
Yeah, but he's like, yeah.
Now, okay, so we are not on video. Clearly, I've been trying to do video, but we're not on video because I just don't have the capabilities to record Justin, Daniel, and myself. So we are doing this in the studio, old school audio only.
I'm not that ugly. That just for the record.
He looks like Daniel.
It's not that I broke the camera. That's not what happened.
It's a uncanny resemblance, really.
Y'all look more like brothers than your brothers look like brothers.
Yeah, well, my brother does have a Funko Pop, and if you take the hair off of it, we look identical.
That's hilarious.
I bet it looks like you because you have a Funko Pop too.
I do. My brother looks like your brother. Like, just take me out of the equation. Like, my brother could be your brother. Think about his face and David.
Mary, we have questions.
Yeah.
No, after the tattoo comment,
Have you heard about the story about his tattoo on his ankle?
The Made in the USA one?
Yes.
Maybe.
Can I tell him?
I've told like 2 people this week because it's funny.
So Daniel decided that after he sold his house, he was going to get 2 tattoos. One is an American flag because America, and 2, the second one, made in the USA. And I was like, what if your mom like comes back and is like, no, you weren't. You were made in Mexico, like joking.
Yeah.
So we go to Mimi and show her this tattoo. And she goes, you weren't made in America. You were made in a bed.
But what country was it in?
Like, my whole family is sitting out there, like nieces, nephews, like the grandkids are out there, and just like my mom doesn't say shit like that.
No.
And it was so out of character and just like so abrupt. And I was like, I was like mildly offended.
So here's the thing that
Yes.
confuses me now. What if you were made in the Gulf back in the day? Well, now it's confusing. Was I made in America or was I not made in America?
Sorry.
I think there's a good case for dual citizenship.
Yes, exactly. I think so. And I love tacos, so I'm game. So
Those tacos at Cozumel were the best tacos I've ever had in my life.
I don't know. The margaritas got me. Truthfully,
Oh,
I don't know.
J-Lo. He was the best.
Oh yeah.
He is in J-Lo.
Yes.
Better than Alejandro.
He was a little man. Nothing to worry about. He was a little bitty man.
He
Like-
was itty bitty.
like-
He was
like-
smaller than me.
Like Andy.
Yes, he was Andy small. He was the size of the girls. He
Yeah,
was tiny.
Yeah, he was a little man, but he poured 7-year tequila
Oh.
very heavy.
That much.
Yeah.
In little red Solo cups that weren't red. He poured probably 3/4 tequila.
Like good tequila.
Oh, 7-year tequila.
yeah.
Yes.
Good tequila. And then that much juice.
Yes. Yeah.
It was so good. I
It
was like,
was-
where's J-Lo?
It was fresh juice.
Yeah.
It was
He
fresh.
squeezed it
Yes.
right there in front of us
Yes.
on the beach in Cozumel.
You could say that same statement in Myrtle Beach, and it would have a completely different meaning.
You got that right. Don't drink anything
No.
freshly squeezed in
No.
Myrtle Beach.
No.
He's just standing there freshly squeezing it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that happened this week.
And he was arrested later that day.
He's now caught a charge.
I'm pretty sure we could look up the public record for Horry County and find at least 2 of those incidents that happened this week.
Yeah. Public squeezing. Yes. Absolutely.
What I was going to say is, if we can find that kind of behavior and activity this close to home, why can't we find Bigfoot?
Because he might just possibly be a giant sloth.
No, he is a giant sloth.
He
Absolutely.
is and factual.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Justin wrote a book. He's a good friend of ours. He's like family. And I swear, he told me, how long ago? What, about a year ago? He's like, hey, I'm writing a book.
This was probably 2 years ago. So yeah, you were at the old house for sure.
Yeah.
When we talked about that. That was probably 2 years ago. But this all started, this wasn't 2 years ago this started in my head. So I have problems. Like I literally
I totally.
Emily, I got that on recording, babe.
I already knew that idea didn't start when we came around. It was already budding.
No. It was definitely budding. So I have a Bigfoot story from years ago. Like 12 years ago was probably my Bigfoot story. But like the whole giant sloth theory came about back in 2021. So I actually went back earlier and I looked and I was like, I probably got a camera. I probably got a picture of it somewhere. And I found it. It was from February 20th of 2021 because me and my brother actually have been arguing over whether or not Bigfoot is a giant sloth probably since then, honestly. So in the Fernbank Museum in Atlanta, I took the girls, this is after I got divorced years ago, me and my brother would take the girls on trips, like weekend trips and stuff, because they're 4 years apart. They're 13 and 9 now, but back then, I don't know how old they were then. I don't know. But
it runs together.
Yeah,
it really does.
It really does.
Like from like 3 to 8.
Yeah.
They could be 4, they could be 7.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They look very similar.
Yes.
And so
They act similar.
they're redheads. They look very similar. As long as I took home 2 children.
Hell, I'm just talking about kids in general.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just yours.
Yeah. I just hope I don't take home their own kids sometimes. So
yours are easily distinguished by their hair.
Yes. Yeah.
Kids do get mistakenly taken home sometimes.
I am a good dad. I am a good dad. I just sometimes I have face blindness sometimes, I think.
As well as colorblind.
Yes.
Sorry.
Well, a little bit. Yeah. A little bit. Yeah. A touch of that too. But so in 2021, we go to this museum. And the only reason I wanted to go down there is so we wanted to take the girls. We were going to a Braves game. We were taking the girl. This was back like right when, after COVID, we're still wearing masks and crap. This is like during that period. And so we're going out. We got these masks on. We go in this museum. We come around the corner. We wanted to go for the dinosaur bones. The girls were like really interested in dinosaurs. I can't remember which one was really interested in dinosaurs at that point. But I was like, oh shit, they got these dinosaur bones. We're going to go look at them. And so we go there. We're going to look at these dinosaur exhibit. And we come around the corner. You come out of the dinosaur exhibit. And there's a giant, it's a megatherium sloth when you come around the corner.
I've been wondering how to pronounce that the whole time I was reading. Like I just like the M. The M.
Yeah. The megatherium.
Yeah.
So we come around the corner, there's this giant ass sloth. I mean, it's massive. And if you go to the Fernbank Museum, I can't guarantee you they still have this exhibit. This was back then. I have been since. They still had it then. That was like 2 years ago when I went the last time and they had it. But you come around the corner, there's this giant exhibit of a megatherium. Well, I literally was standing there, and me and my brother, I was like, why do they have a Bigfoot in here? And he said, what are you talking about? And I was like, that's a freaking Bigfoot. And we both were standing there, and he's like, shit, that could be a Bigfoot. And I was like, yeah, look at it. I mean, it literally looks like Bigfoot.
It's big as shit.
Yeah, it looks like a Bigfoot.
It's big as shit.
It's a big, hairy thing that lived in North America. It clearly... it's way bigger than a bear. And I'm just like, it could be Bigfoot.
I would like to see a lot more detailed gait analysis.
Well, so here's my issue with a lot of like the Patterson film and a lot of the Bigfoot stuff is, and I didn't go into it in the book too much because I don't want to the book is just to open the theory of, is this possible? Okay. It's not really, I didn't go out here. I didn't hunt the thing for 15 years and try to shoot 20 of them and end up shooting black bears on accident. Like I literally, it's just open the theory of it. And so my theory is that the giant sloth did not go extinct, basically. So essentially we know what it is. We know what it is because we literally have historical record of it. We have fossils of it. And everything else.
They found actual fossils in the caves.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure.
Well, the most interesting one is supposedly. So now I know because me and you talked about this before. So Graham Hancock, the Younger Dryas.
I completely agree with that theory.
Yes.
I subscribe to that wholeheartedly.
Yes. If you've never heard the Graham Hancock theory, definitely go look it up.
I was thinking about this the other day. That it could go back way further than that. Who knows how many cycles of this we've already been through.
Yeah, absolutely. But so here's the issue with people with basically, the whole theory of the Younger Dryas and all that stuff is essentially we know the earth flooded. We know it. There's historical record. Every single culture, everything has a record of it. We know it happened. The question is were there people before it happened? And was there a civilization before it and stuff like that? Like, how far evolved were we, basically? At that point is the thing that I think that people argue and have issues with. But so I don't really care too much whether or not the whole theory is correct, but it is a very interesting theory.
Here's something that interests me a lot, and it always has, even as a kid. And I still haven't been, but I want to go see the Ark. I think it's in Missouri.
They went a few months ago, maybe last year.
I want to go because, okay, let's think about it from just a logical perspective. Yes. The earth flooded. Stories about it from every culture all generally end up at the same time frame. So completely 100% happened. Okay, but you've got a man,
Yeah.
who builds an ark,
Well, no. It ain't. It's not just Noah.
and they found relics of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it obviously went back further.
Yes.
Because
yeah.
how do you get to that point where you can build something like that without some kind of advanced tools and advanced knowledge?
Well, so it is really cool. The Amish built this thing, which I mean, the Amish. If I could have them build a house for me, like great. I mean, they are probably some of the best woodworkers in the world.
Yeah.
But it's in Kentucky, but it is awesome. So here's the cool thing about the ark. The ark in Kentucky has a giant sloth on it.
I was gonna ask you that just now. That is crazy.
It is in that exhibit is a giant sloth. So here's my theory. My theory is that the giant sloth didn't go extinct. Now, I don't think it's a megatherium necessarily. I think it's probably like
a hybrid.
It's either a hybrid or it's like the paramylodon version of it. So the paramylodon version of it was in North America, and that one got about 12 foot tall. It got between 8 and 12 foot tall.
So like you're talking about the difference between a polar bear and a grizzly.
More or less. Yeah. You're talking about the same kind of thing. Well, here's the other interesting thing about it. In every culture, there is a talk of a Sasquatch, a Yeti, a hairy man, a wild man, whatever you want to call it.
Protector of the woods,
Yes.
of the forest. Like that was very, you see that throughout.
It's everywhere. So here's the theory. The theory is the thing didn't go extinct. And the truth is people nowadays, I mean, think about it. Everybody looks at their cell phones and stuff like that. People don't really pay attention to anything around them. If you saw something that looked like a bear, your first instinct is it's a bear. The reason why is because of our fight or flight mode in our bodies. So if you've ever been camping, which I've hiked and camped pretty much everywhere, not North America, but North Carolina, South Carolina, I've pretty much hiked and camped about everywhere. And so I was in Boy Scouts way too long, like literally.
How far did you get?
I didn't have my service project because our assistant scoutmaster basically dropped out because his son got eagle. And
that's what you have to do before you go.
I would have had eagle if I had my service project. And so basically our troop fell apart because he was only in it to get his son eagle. When he dropped out, basically our troop fell apart. Then we had to go join another troop. And I was already 16 at that point. So you were in Boy Scouts too long when your Boy Scout uniform still will fit you till this day. And so, yeah. And
Halloween's coming up, brother.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, look, you can't take the life from me though. Look, at the end of the day, I ended up with daughter, so I didn't end up getting to do all the camping stuff with the kids and stuff. But at the same time, like I have camped and I've done all kinds of stuff. And I'm telling you, like, you can't find anything unless you're in the woods. And the truth is people are like, oh, this thing can't exist. It can't exist. Well, we know wildcats exist. Have you ever seen a wildcat?
I think it's a matter of perspective. I don't think people truly understand, because I know I don't all the time, truly understand how vast of wilderness places we have in this country.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, there are hundreds of square miles where there's nobody.
Go to Texas. I mean, literally, much land.
I mean,
like
all over the country, there's places like that, and the human interaction is what, maybe one interaction per year in specific spots. Like, it's crazy.
Well, my thought is basically it didn't go extinct, and we're looking at it the wrong way. So we're looking at it as if it's some kind of legend, it's some kind of something. So one of the things that I brought, like I brought like some notes with me just to kind of keep myself on track so we don't talk about stupid stuff for the rest of it forever. But like, did you guys know that the giant panda, China, the giant panda, do you know that it was essentially a folklore at one point in time? Did you know that it technically was discovered in the 1800s?
I didn't know that until you told me that.
Yes, it was technically discovered in the 1800s.
That's one of the reasons why it's so sacred. Like, it has spiritual relevance in their culture.
Yeah.
And they're so stupid.
Oh, they're dumb. Yeah, they're dumb as could be.
Watch a panda video and then tell me you're mad.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, it's great.
You need about 70 seconds of panda activity, and your whole freaking mood changes.
Yeah.
You're like, life's pretty good.
Is that what our girls need? They just need a little bit of panda?
I can't
They
on
need a lot of
air
panda.
say what our girls need because honestly, I don't know.
We're raising 2 teenage girls. Send help.
I'm gonna send my daughter over, and you can just watch panda videos.
When I tell people, I know we're getting off track, you're totally destroying your. I'm sorry. When I tell people I have 2 eighth grade girls, they're like, it's like they're appalled.
It's a visceral reaction when I'm like, we have 3 teenagers and they're like, how old are they? I'm like 13, and 14. They're like,
Yeah.
They are aghast.
Yeah. Oh, I feel it and I see it from a distance. I get it. I get it.
We appreciate your support.
Yes. Well, I have a 13-year-old too, so I definitely understand. And that one alone is enough for sure.
They are elusive sometimes,
Yes.
like the sloth.
Yes. Well,
And a lot of times they move like the sloth.
absolutely. Well, that's my daughter's nickname is a sloth, like legit. So like just perfect example though, the giant panda. So fun fact is basically in 1869, a French person goes out there. He was a missionary or something like that. His name was Armand David, but he goes out and essentially he's in China. He comes across a dead giant panda, and he says, "I'm gonna send this back." Because this just makes perfect sense. I'm going to send this thing back. So they send it back. And then all these French people were like, oh, shit, this thing's real. I'm like, wait a minute. They weren't joking. This is a real thing.
Did he just was this thing transported?
The way that the history says it is basically it was like in a market. And he came across and there's just
It was in a market?
Yeah,
Like an open air market?
A dead panda. Yeah. And he's like, I'm going to send this thing back to France. And then all of a sudden we were like, oh, crap, this thing's real. Well, even more of a fun fact. Did you know that can you name the U.S. president that has shot a giant panda?
Let's say
Roosevelt?
It's definitely Roosevelt.
Is it Roosevelt?
Yes, it's Roosevelt. Yeah. So in 1929, Roosevelt went out and actually went hunting a giant panda. Him and his brother, which even more of a fun fact, his brother's named Kermit, which is hilarious to me.
That's an inside joke.
Yes.
That is awesome. Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah. So his brother's named Kermit, but in 1929, they went out and they hunted the giant panda and he killed one. So actually, if you look it up, what is it? The World Wildlife Federation or whatever organization it is, they actually accredit Roosevelt killing the giant panda as part of the reason why it's actually on the endangered list now.
It's a bullet point on the list.
Yes, it's actually a bullet point. So as far as it goes, with the giant panda, they thought this thing was a legend. They were like, oh, it's a legend. I mean, imagine here's my thought, okay? My thought process is I'm a very logical person. So, and you guys know this, I do come up with some stupid ideas sometimes, but I'm a very logical person.
They're very well thought out, which is what's crazy, which is really what's disturbing.
Seriously, he is my husband has crazy ideas. Justin comes up with some crazy ideas, but he has thought out every possible solution or problem and the solution to that problem.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, shit.
It's completely fleshed out.
Yeah.
That's not a call for inaction. Though.
No. Well, it depends on what it is. But at the same time, so the thing is, imagine this, okay? We're sitting here, a giant gorilla, okay? So this is the thing that most people think that Bigfoot is. They think it's a giant gorilla. First of all, there's so many hoaxes out there. There is so many hoaxes and things like that kind of skew and muddy the water of what it really is. So at the end of the day, if you saw a giant gorilla for the first time, which again, the giant gorilla wasn't discovered until I think the early 1800s too, discovered.
Like the silverbacks.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But I mean, the people in the Congo knew the dang thing was real.
Yeah, but Western people were just now, there were expeditions and shit.
I know it sounds bad, but it's always the white explorer. When the white explorer showed up, they're like, is that really a real thing?
But it wasn't just white explorers. It was French, Spanish, Portuguese. It was people from all over Europe that were exploring these places.
Well, the Spanish took over everybody, but at some point. So.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm from Spain.
Yes, exactly.
You spicy little señorita.
So, you think about it, though. These people, when they went to the Congo for their first time, you know, it was like, there's a giant gorilla in the woods. You know, there's a giant hairy thing in the woods.
They're completely awestruck,
Yeah,
just like we
yeah.
would be like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, well, they're probably sitting there at first and they're like, all right, you're full of shit. Like, there's not a giant hairy thing in the woods. Oh, no, there really is.
Oh.
Wait a minute, there really is one out there. Like, I mean, think about the first time that a person saw a rhino. Like, truthfully, like
Hippopotamus.
a dang giraffe. Like, you walk up on a giraffe still doesn't make a lick of sense to me.
Imagine,
Like,
imagine you get in a boat, right? You get in a boat and you're going down pretty good speed. You know, you're planed out, and then all of a sudden, a freaking hippo.
yeah.
Never seen one. You're like this angry underwater cow
Yeah,
chased
exactly.
us down.
Oh, no, it's bigger than a cow.
We
Yeah.
had to throttle down on that thing to
Yes.
get away from it.
Yes.
How scared of the world would you
Yes.
be?
How do you explain that to someone? Like, I mean, have you seen a rhino at the zoo walk by you? Like, imagine that thing in the wild. Like, you walked up the first time and you're like, what the shit is that?
It's not just one of them either. It's like
no.
30.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there's a zoo in North Carolina that actually has a exhibit, a safari, an outdoor safari. It's the North Carolina Zoo. It's one of the biggest zoos in North America. So the rhino, imagine the first time you saw that sucker, okay? Like, you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, like, this thing's full of crap. Well, I've been to zoos and saw one like in a cage, and I've thought to myself, that's a big animal. Well, then we go to North Carolina, and there is a safari at the North Carolina Zoo that you get in this little truck, and you go out there, and you're sitting kind of a little higher up than the rhino's horn is, and you go out there, and they take you on an African little safari. And so you drive out, and they open, it's like Jurassic Park. They open the first gate, and you pull in, and then they shut the first gate. And then they open the second gate, but they have to pull the truck forward as they open the gate because they said that sometimes the rhinos wait and they try to ram the trucks. And they're like, so this could happen.
This sounds like a great idea.
But they sit there and they try to ram the truck. Okay. So
They've evolved. They know.
yeah, they know.
They
Like,
are aware.
they said that like it's like a like, you know, like in Jurassic Park, they're testing the cage to figure out how to get out. Yeah. So they're just like occasionally they just try to smash the truck. Well,
Right.
when you pull this truck up next to a rhino for the first time and you sit there and you look at it and you say, holy shit, look at that thing with a giant horn running around here. It's like an armored freaking machine. Like,
They could totally just run through your F-150 if it wanted to.
oh, absolutely. It could destroy your life. Yeah. It could destroy your life. So you have to go through like, they tell you about like safety, like stuff won't go wrong, but if it did, like you run for the fence. Like, good luck. We wish you luck. And so,
Sign this waiver. So
Yeah.
you release us of all liability.
yes. Oh, we're not liable for you in any way, shape, or form. Good luck. And so, but like my point is like, so all these different animals, okay, the first time that we saw them, we're sitting there and we're like, holy shit, like this doesn't make a lick of sense. Not a lick of sense. Okay. But like Native Americans, the first pilgrims, all these people, whoever came to America first, like, you know, we were taught Columbus. It definitely wasn't Columbus by any means. And so, you know, like imagine these fools show up on these little wooden boats and they get off and these Native Americans are like, hey, so you plant your corn, you plant your beans, you plant your other stuff all together because it gives it shade and it makes it grow. And they're like, oh shit, it works. And then they're like, and then you do this because this works too. And they're trying to help them out. And they're like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. And they're like, there's a hairy ass dude in the woods. It's like 10 foot tall. And they're like, no, that ain't real. Like, no, we believe everything else, but that ain't it. That ain't what we got.
That reminds me. Daniel believes in Bigfoot and aliens. But spirits, that's not real.
That is inaccurate, ma'am.
Now it is because you've been married to me for so long and you've had your own experiences. But I remember a time you were like, meh, meh, meh.
Because you just don't, I just didn't really know until you start experiencing things. Like it's one of those things like you can't, and I wasn't willing to say, yeah, I believe in it when I didn't have enough experience.
So you've experienced Bigfoot and an alien enough to argue with me about it.
Damn it.
Yeah. So I have experienced Bigfoot. So
Tell us about that. Like, okay, so we get the backstory, the theory. What was your experience that you were like, this shit is real?
okay, so I've always thought that, aliens, Bigfoot, stuff like that. It's like, all right, there's just too much there's too much freaking history, and you can say whatever you want to, but Native Americans painting on the wall and they have oral history and stuff. That is history. Like, no matter how you look at it, it is history. And so there's so many stories about it and whatever. So I've always been like, well, there's something here. But so 11 or 12 years ago, so what would happen is me, my brother, and a good friend of ours, we would go backpack camping every single summer. Like we always picked the worst times to go to. Like it was
Naturally.
yeah, naturally. Yeah. Yeah. Like it was always the worst possible times. So we were like, well, we'll go backpack camping. And we literally like to challenge ourselves. Like we wanted to hike like 7 or 8 miles and then end up where we are. And then once we do, then we try to survive.
Like people don't appreciate how deep 7 miles in the woods.
Oh, it's deep when you're around nobody.
It's
yes,
deep.
Yes. And so we went up to Caesar's Head in South Carolina. It's right on the line of South Carolina and North Carolina. If you've never been, it's a pretty cool place. Everybody thinks that Caesar's Head is just this overlook. Okay. Now there is a crappy trail that kind of goes around the little outside of it. And that's where people are like, oh man, I went and hiked Caesar's Head. And I'm like, did you actually hike Caesar's Head? And they're like, yeah, I hiked a little trail that went around the rim of it. I'm like, you didn't hike Caesar's Head. And so what we would do is we would drive 2 cars. And so a friend of mine, he would drive his car. We would park it at Jones Gap State Park, which is on the other side of the whole entire place. And I would park the other car at Caesar's Head. Well, so this trip, we decided because we thought it was going to rain, we thought we were going to drive 1 car. Well, we came up with a bright idea that we were going to hike the trails that we've never hiked before. Yes. And so we literally went to Caesar's Head State Park. We drive 1 car. I remember because we were driving this white little Ford Focus that I had back then. And we get out. And so the deal was my brother had to carry the food because we always joke with him that he was the fastest. He definitely is not the fastest. But the truth is that we told him, like, we can defend you if something comes.
How old were you?
Oh, poor Tyler.
How old were you?
Well, I'm 37 now, and this was like 12 years ago. So
Grown.
I was 25.
And then minus 6 years for Tyler. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I was a grown man. My brother was like 19 at the point in time.
He
He's
was
6
still
years
a
younger than me.
baby.
Yeah. He's 6 years younger than me.
You got that time gap is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because he'll believe shit. And so we go out there, we get out of the car, we get all the backpacks and stuff. We did, I think we had a bottle of bourbon with us that time. We get out of the car and we take off. So we're literally planning, it's going to rain a little bit. We knew it was going to rain a little bit. We're going to hike in. So the plan was we're going to hike down. And if I'm not mistaken, it was the purple trail met like the orange trail. And then it cuts back across. And then you finally come to the bridge between Caesar's Head and Jones Gap. And that's where the red trail is, which right now, if you go hike there now, there's a red trail. That red trail's been there forever. And so that's the trail that goes between Jones Gap and Caesar's Head. And that trail sucks, like coming out of it.
Down to the bottom?
Yes, and then it goes up the hill.
Like
yeah.
One side's like super steep.
Well, one side's like a staircase that kind of goes all the way up the side of the mountain. Yeah. And so what we were going to do is we were going to meet the red trail. So we were going to hike all the trails that we've never done, the purple trail to the orange trail to the every trail that we haven't done on that side of it. We were going to meet the red trail. We were going to hike up to campsite. I think it was 15. It was either 14 or 15. It's the furthest campsite that you can book, basically. So when we get to Caesar's Head, the park ranger says, hey guys, listen, do you understand no trace camping, stuff like that? Of course, of course we need to understand how to no trace camp.
I don't know what no trace camp. Does that mean like you don't leave any trace of yourself behind?
Yes. Yeah. You don't leave nothing. So, and then also to do that type of camping, you have to understand how to tie your backpacks up in the trees and stuff like that, because there is bears. I've encountered many bears.
There is bears.
Yes.
I almost hit a black bear a couple weeks ago.
Wait, I text you.
Yeah, y'all were leaving Helen. Yeah.
Did it go through?
Yeah, we
when
never.
we saw the bear, I texted you. I was like, we just saw a bear. Did you ever get that?
Yeah, we were walking back down through Helen. We went. I can't remember what we went to go do because we did. Oh, we
Y'all
went
went
hiking.
hiking.
Yeah, we went hiking before we left. Yeah.
You know how all those people have those bear statues around their.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
You thought it was just one of those.
I thought it was one of those because it was like where a mailbox was. And
Mm.
I'm like, oh, they just got one of those black bear wooden carved statues because it was standing up.
Yeah.
And so I saw it. I'm coming down the hill, and then I got too close.
Yeah.
But it ran out in the road in front of me, and I was like, yeah, it wasn't full grown, but I mean,
That was a little bear.
like 225.
Yeah, it's a little bear. Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, though, I've seen many black bears. It's a little bear. Yeah. I've ran across many bears in the woods, but I've hiked and I've camped like pretty much everywhere. And like, so when I say that I've pretty much hiked it, like you name a trail, I've probably hiked it at some point, or I've hiked some of it and realized that maybe it wasn't the best idea and I had to turn back around. But like, so this trail that day, we went up and we met the red trail. We're going to go to our campsite. We had like little fishing rods with us. So
Like the extendable ones?
yeah. We had full like hiking backpacks, like full hiking backpacks. And so we were going to trout fish. And so here's the plan. The plan was we're going to go up, we're going to set up our campsite. We're going to tie our backpack up with the food in it that Tyler carried in, of course. And so we're going to tie this backpack up in the tree. We're going to hike back down the hill and we're going to go fish and trout fish. And so when I say hike back down the hill, we're going to hike 2 miles back down the hill to go trout fish and then get back to our campsite before dark, cook some food, have a good time, drink a little bit of bourbon, just hang out, like we normally did, just hang out around the campfire and, just bullshit. Just, 3 guys in the woods. We're just bullshitting. And so, and Sean was in Boy Scouts with me that long too. So his uniform probably still fits him too. But like, yeah, we were in it for a while. And so.
Well put.
Yeah. So we go back up the hill. And so when we left the campsite, we know what we're doing. Like our backpacks, at least 20, 25 feet in the air. Like we legit, like we were good. Like we were good. We already prepared. We had a wood set up. We already had chopped some wood. We were ready. We were going to get back. We're going to have a nice little night, whatever. We didn't have to do anything. The campsite was prepared. So we go down the hill, we trout fish. When I say trout fish, basically we went down there and screwed off in a stream and like basically like goofing off. Just a bunch of grown men goofing off, essentially in the woods is what was going on. There's no other human, at least within a mile or 2 miles of us at this point.
Were they Zebcos?
They were like those little dock reels or whatever, those little bitty reels. You know what I'm talking about? And so we were just screwing off. We were not catching any trout. Like at one point we were catching like little like mud, little crawdad looking things and throwing them at each other is more or less what we were doing. We go back, we're hiking back up to the campsite. So when we're going back up to the campsite, here's where it all went sideways. So we're going back to the campsite. The park ranger literally just told us that morning that, hey, be aware of bears. Like, just be aware.
They're out here.
Yeah, they're out here. We know they're here. Like, we've had some incidences with some bears lately. Just be aware of it. And so we're like, oh, whatever. I've dealt with black bears before. I've seen a mountain lion before. I've seen a wildcat in the woods before. I've seen I don't even know how many black bears in the woods before. And black bears, no matter what anybody says, they're scared of you more than you are of them.
100%.
Absolutely. They don't want to mess with you at all. And so, but one thing a bear will do is a bear will mark its territory. And I don't know if you've ever encountered that before, but
I don't think I have. I think I would remember.
Yeah, you would remember. Yeah. So a cat makes like a smell. They have they put out like the male cats put out this smell. Well, what a bear does is a bear will take its claws and rip the crap out of a tree is what will happen. So we were coming back up the hill and we're probably 50 feet from our campsite and we're still on the trail, mind you. And when we went down the hill, this tree wasn't messed up. But when we came back up the hill, there's a tree probably about a foot around and it's literally just shredded. Well, here's the dilemma that we had with this situation. Number one, whatever the crap shredded it was tall as shit.
How high up was it?
It was probably 8-9 foot in the air. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to say it was 12, 14 foot in the air. I realistically think it was 8, 9 foot in the air. I'm close to 6 foot tall. I'm right at 6 foot. On my driver's license, it says 6 foot. Yeah. Well, I mean, like a kid basketball goal. It's like 8, 9 footish. And so looking at it, like a bear, like most bears are about 6 foot tall standing up. And most of the time, your marks are about 5 to 6 foot where they shred the tree when they mark their territory. So this was higher than a bear. And it was, I mean, it literally like ripped the shit out of this tree. Like it wasn't like, oh, I just scratched the bark a little bit. Like it ripped like chunks of the tree off. And so
Like,
my brother,
could you have pushed the rest of the tree over?
it wasn't quite that far, but I mean, it ripped the crap out of it. And so me and my brother, like my brother's 19 at that point. And so of course, now I mean, whatever, they'll let me back in a state park, but I always carry a gun when I go hiking, backpack camp hiking.
Ghost gossip does not promote
Yes.
gun carry into national parks.
It's a state park.
Or state parks.
It's a state park.
However, I do.
You understand?
I promote safety.
Yes.
I promote intelligence and being prepared
Yes. So
as much as you can be.
yeah.
So
Well, at this point, number one, at this point, we're 3.5 to 4 miles from the Jones Gap side.
you got to go back.
We're at least 3.5 to 4 miles from the Caesar's Head side where the car's at, and that's all uphill. And we know this. Like, we know what the next day holds for us. And so, you know, my brother's like, well, shit, there's a bear here. And we're like, there's bears everywhere. They're everywhere. We're fine. Relax. It's just a bear. What's going to happen? You know, no big deal. Somebody's going to go home with a bearskin rug. It's fine. And so we get out there. We get the backpack out of the tree. We're cooking, having a good time. We eat. You know, we did sip a little bit of bourbon, which like we're doing now. Like it wasn't like a lot of bourbon. It wasn't enough to do anything.
It wasn't a rager.
No. Yeah. Like we had a bottle of bourbon between 3 men. Yeah. It ain't like, and I got Irish in me. It ain't gonna get me drunk. Like
You're fine.
Yeah.
Ghost gossip does not promote underage drinking.
Oh yeah, Tyler was 19.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, Tyler was 19.
I'm like, he's 19.
He was 19.
He joined the army.
Tyler is a grown man at
Yes.
this point. I will
Yes.
say he's in his 30s now. So, yeah.
Yeah, and he's fine.
They can drink in Europe at 16, 16, 18 in some
Yeah.
countries.
And he's fine.
Ghost gossip is an American-based podcast.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, people are people, right?
Yeah, and he's fine. He lived. He's fine. And so we're from South Carolina. This is what we do. Okay. Yeah, exactly. This is what we do around here. We drink in the woods. Like, and so we get out there and we're cooking. We live our best life. We're just hanging out around the campfire. It's probably between 11 and midnight at this point. And, you know, everybody's kind of getting tired. So I go lay in my tent. Tyler gets in his tent. And Sean gets in his tent. We're just laying down because at this point, we know the next morning we're going to start probably at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to try to start moving the hike.
You got to truck it.
Yeah. We're going to go hike.
Yeah.
And it's going to take us a while because we're not physically in the best shape. And so we're going to go hike this out. We're laying down. Everybody's laying down. And all of a sudden, the best explanation I can tell you of what it sounded like, if you've ever been to the zoo and you've heard a howler monkey,
Mm-hmm.
that's the best explanation I can tell you what it sounded like. It sounds like a whoop. Like the whole, like you see these videos and stuff and they're like, oh, it's a whoop. And it's like, that sounds like shit. That ain't right. But when you hear it, you're like, oh crap, that ain't right. We're in the middle of nowhere and there ain't no monkeys around here.
That's something
And-
I should pay attention to.
Yeah, that's something that we should probably pay attention to. So the first time I heard it, I was like, oh no, that was an owl, is what I told myself. I was like, that was an owl.
It's a big ass owl,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
That's a big owl. I
Yeah.
mean, I've seen some big ones.
Yeah.
Owls are vicious. People always want to put them on their like decorations and shit. An owl will f you up, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were sitting there and we're like, all right. I'm thinking to myself in my tent, like, and afterwards we all talked about this. Like the next day we're talking about this and we're like, That wasn't no damn owl. That wasn't no damn owl.
No. Whoop, whoop, no, it ain't no owl.
So
Al Green, maybe.
So the best thing is the next thing you heard, it sounded like a dang tree got knocked over. I mean, I'm talking about a tree.
Oh, he's saying, hey.
Yeah, like, hey, we're here. And it was like crack, crack, and bam, there's a tree down.
Yeah. Is
what it sounded like. At this point, my brother's out of his tent. And he's like, hey, y'all told me you got a gun. I ain't got a gun. Can somebody come out here with a gun? And I'm like, just shut up. It's not a big deal. That's an owl. Tree just fell in the woods. We're all good. No big deal. So
I understand the like trying to make sense of it.
Yeah, try to make sense of it. So we're sitting there. At this point, Sean gets out of his sleeping bag, which he sounds like a damn bear in the woods sleeping the way he snores. So he gets out of his sleeping bag and he's wide awake at this point. And he's like, what the shit is going on out here? And I was like, listen, there's an owl over there hooping and hollering and a tree fell in the woods. Tyler's freaking out. It's not a big deal. And he's like, what's an owl doing up here in the top of the mountain? And I'm like, that's a good point. But listen, we're not worried about that right now. What I'm trying to tell you is there's an owl. And he's like, all right, okay. So we're all sitting around the campfire at this point. It's like midnight. Next thing you hear is it's like, whoa, is what it sounded like. I swear that's what it sounded like.
Can you do that one more time right in the microphone?
Was like, whoa, is what it sounded like. And we all just like stopped and like looked at each other and we were like, oh.
That's aggressive.
Yes. And it was like right there.
That's a show of dominance.
Yes. And it was like right there. Yeah. It was like right there at us is what it sounded like.
So it could see you, but you couldn't see it. Essentially.
That's what we believed at this point.
For sure.
We're like, holy shit, there is something up here with us. And so we all get up. And at this point, we're like, okay, so we got two different choices here. We can leave all this shit and we can run. Or, hear me out, let's shoot it. That was the thought.
That was, what was the execution?
Well, so.
There was bourbon involved.
Well, so at that point, we drank the rest of the bourbon during this discussion because we were like, we're going to need this. So we literally finished the bottle. We're sitting there and we're like, nobody's going to believe this shit. We're going to shoot it. And my brother's like, I don't have a gun.
That.
Yeah,
I love that.
My brother's like, I don't have a gun. So we're like, here's the axe. You carry the axe. If shit goes sideways, you finish it off. Okay.
Tyler's big boy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I would want him in that role. I would want him in that role.
He's going to be the last one to go.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. You stand back, and when shit goes down, it's like, you ever see that whole TikTok thing about could you fight a gorilla? Like, at the end of the day, if I had an axe, I think I might stand a chance.
I mean, it's gonna give you it's going to bring you closer to being equal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but you're not equal.
As soon as he could literally just grab your arm and take it out of your hand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so we're like, okay.
He could literally take your arm off.
Yeah.
Like, not even just axe. He'd just rip your arm off.
Absolutely. We go out, we get our flashlights, and we make the decision at this point, we're going to hunt it.
With pistols and an axe.
2 9mm and an axe, and we're going to take this thing down.
Hell yeah, yes. Bro. Let's do it.
We're going to take this thing down.
America.
Yeah, America. Yeah, exactly. Made in the U.S. So look, we take off. So our campsite, literally our tents are set up, and there is a valley. Like, and when I say a valley, I'm not talking about like, oh, there's a little hill. I'm talking about like you fall, that's a 150-foot drop.
It's a crevasse.
Yes. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's on old land. Like, it's legit. And so we're like, okay, well, we know it's not that way.
Yeah. Crevasse has been there for a minute.
Yes, exactly. So we're like, it's clearly up here. We hear it up here. So we take off. We go, we meet back up on the trail.
Wait. What time of day is this?
It's like midnight at this point.
Cool.
Yeah. So we meet back up on the trail. Yeah, we meet back up on the trail. We don't have flashlights powerful enough to be doing what we're doing by any means. And we don't have the weapons powerful enough to be doing what we're doing. But at this point, we're not going down like that. So
The best defense is a great offense.
Yes, exactly. Or at least a dumb plan.
Yeah.
The best part is I was the fastest out of all three of them. So I just had to outrun the slowest one. Is my thought process. So
Rest in peace, Sean.
yeah,
100%.
absolutely. Yeah. I'm quick. So we take off up the hill and we're like heading towards it. And when I say heading towards it, it's not like three guys like, oh, we're going to go shoot this thing. We're all scared shitless, mind you. We just heard this massive ass whoop sound up the street, pretty much. And we heard a tree fall. like, yeah. So here's where it gets real sketchy. So by the time we get to the trail and we're on the trail, you hear the whoop again. And it's like deep. It's not like a whoop.
But where is it in relation to you?
Maybe 100 feet.
Behind you? Or
No, up right in front of us, pretty much.
It's just running parallel and they got in front of
But
you.
we can't see it. Whatever it is, we can't see what's making the sound, but it's deeper. It's like a it's like a growl kind of like sound. And we're like, oh shit. Like, oh shit. So at this point, we're like, yeah, you're trying to hype each other up being guys. You're like, yeah, we got this. And we're all like, oh shit, we ain't got this. Like, we ain't got this. This is when we made the decision that this is not the smartest idea we had in the world. Is when we heard the same exact sound down the hill on the other end of the campsite come back up the hill. They were communicating with each other.
There were two of them.
Is what it appears.
So
yes.
one was just staying back, essentially.
One was down in the valley. The other one was up on the hill.
Oh, like all the way down.
Yes, it sounded like it was down in that crevasse, like it was down there.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't have to be
yes.
that loud for the acoustics to take it all the way out.
I mean,
if it's a natural amphitheater.
First of all, it's midnight. We don't have flashlights bright enough to light up there.
Second of all, bourbon.
Yeah. Well, second of all, it wasn't enough bourbon to do anything
I
with.
don't think that's a factor.
No, not with us. That's not enough. Like, you've seen how much bourbon I can drink. That's not a factor. And so literally I'm sitting there and it's like, okay, we're sitting there and it's like, oh shit, there's two of them. Now what do we do? Because we got two handguns and we got an axe. And I think that we're outnumbered.
Outgunned as well.
Outgunned, outnumbered. And clearly whatever that is, it is not small. So I don't really talk about my Bigfoot experience too much. And the reason why is because I didn't technically see it, is what the problem is. But I can tell you right now, I knew what it wasn't small. And I knew what it was definitely bigger than me. Basically, we made the decision at that point, we're going back to the campsite. Like, we're going to go back down the couple hundred feet that we walked up the trail thinking we're badasses.
All your stuff's still there, though.
Yeah. No, we didn't pack anything up. Like, we didn't get very far, mind you. Like, when I say that it was more like, three guys in the woods and like, yeah, let's do this, hyping each other up.
Was it like a howl? So, John, the only reason I asked, my friend John, Myths, Monsters, and Mullets, he said it's like a death howl.
It is. When you hear it, you'll never unhear it. I can tell you that. Like, you can never unhear it. It was like, the best thing I can explain it to is, if you ever heard a howler monkey, and if you've never heard a howler monkey, they have this like big like thing right under their like face that basically, it like blows up with the air, and then they make this noise with it.
It's basically a throat bagpipe.
Yeah, kind of like a frog kind of thing. It blows up, and then it makes this deep sound. But imagine that, but like deeper and louder is the best thing that I can explain it to.
Modern day sloths, do they make sounds like that?
Well, so that's
similar to that.
Well, so that's the interesting thing. I don't think modern day sloths do, but the giant sloth is, the theory is that it, that's a howler monkey. Yeah. So imagine that, but deeper and way louder. Deeper and louder, and you're a couple hundred feet from it.
Right. Like I was going to say, right in front of you. Like, that's terrifying. I shit my pants.
And you're nowhere near anyone.
I'm sure it feels a lot closer than it actually is.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It feels like it's right there.
I mean, honestly, it was scary, like scary. And so we're just like, oh shit. Like, we're going to go back to the campsite. We're going to make this fire bigger. number one, we're gonna light this fire, this shit way up. We're gonna try to we're gonna have a bonfire on the side of this hill, and we're going to just hope the thing doesn't want any part of us, basically. So we heard like breaking of branches and stuff. And when we get back to the campsite, it sounds like it goes over the ridge, the one that was like on the top. The bottom, we have no idea where it was. I have no idea.
Probably just met him around on the other side.
I mean, you're talking about miles. I mean, you're talking about miles around from each other. Yeah. And so like literally it sounded like the thing went the other way over top of the hill. And so we're like, well, I think it's gone. I think it's gone. I don't know. At this point, I wish we had like 2 or 3 more bottles of bourbon. Like at this point, we were all just sitting there like, holy shit. Like I never heard, I'm not heard, but I never smell any smells or anything. I know some people say there's smells and stuff. I never smell any smells. So the interesting thing about the giant sloth is doing research about a giant sloth is the giant sloth has glands that make smells.
Like dogs when they express their glands.
Yes. So one of the things they talk about, like the skunk man, they talk about it. They say it smells like ass, basically. Like, well, that thing would stink. It would. It's a big hairy thing. The other thing is the brownish reddish colored hair versus a black bear being black, around this part. Well, a lot of people experience when they run across a Bigfoot, they say, well, it's this reddish brownish colored hair, massive thing. And I mean, there's so many things that line up with it being a sloth that, I mean, honestly, read the book. Like I said, the book is just to open up the idea of it. I mean, I'm not making any money from the book. Let's just be realistic with each other. It's not like I wrote this book because I'm like, oh, I'm going to sell 1 million copies or something. I really don't give a shit. At the end of the day, I just wanted to put it out there. The reason why is when I was younger, when I originally went to college, I was building websites back when I was in high school and stuff. And I've had some great ideas like through the years, and I've just never acted on them. And so there's some that I kicked myself in the ass for. The whole like build your own website online. I swear to you, I had that idea like 5 years before a company came out with it. And like the first company that you ever, and I won't name the company, but the company that came out with it originally. And so like I had that idea. And it's like there's certain ideas that I've had through the years that I was just like, you know what? I should have freaking done this. And so the book is just really, I just wanted to put out there, this is my idea. This is what I believe it is. There's some research in there. There's some cool, things in there that basically just open up the idea that, hey, maybe it is something that we already know exists. The other cool thing is in North America, the fossils have been found. That's the thing about Bigfoot, the big argument about Bigfoot. If there was a gorilla, essentially, a gorilla-like species, we would have had to found fossils of it. We never have.
I would say this. Give me an equal or similar logical theory that makes sense.
Well, I disagree with the gorilla, and the reason why I disagree with it,
I'm just saying it's completely plausible.
It's plausible. So back to the Younger Dryas thing that we were talking about at the beginning. So supposedly 12,500 years ago, between that and 10,000 years, well, however you believe the dates or whatever, supposedly that's when the giant sloth went extinct, which is the cool part as well. It lines up. It lines up all with that same thing. Well, here's the interesting part of it. Well, number one, we know humans survived it. Because whether you believe you built an ark, whatever you believe that we ended up where we were, you believe in Gilgamesh, you believe in whatever story of where we are today, humans survived it. We're here. It is what it is.
Why would we be the only thing?
Exactly. Well, I mean, at the same time, though, the cool part is there has been caves found in North America that literally, which I talk about it in the book, that carbon date. First of all, I think carbon dating, some of it's full of shit. Like, honestly, I do believe some of it's full of shit.
Agree.
I think it could be argued. And here's the interesting part. There has been giant sloth, like carcasses found in cave systems in North America that all of a sudden they're saying, well, they're actually 5,000 years old. Well, now, wait a minute. If they all died when it was 10,000 years ago, how is there one 5,000 years old? It doesn't add up here. Some math ain't adding here. That's 5,000 years. Like, we're not talking about 100 years. Like, the other cool thing is going back to like, the British or whoever discovered something and all of a sudden this is a species and whatever. Well, the other cool part is when animals go extinct. The really interesting thing is like when they say an animal's extinct. So when we say, oh, that animal just doesn't exist anymore. Well,
It's really conjecture.
well, it's just because we haven't seen the dang thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's not proof. It's just you haven't seen it.
Yeah, well, so here's one of the most interesting ones, and I talk about it in the book a little bit, but I definitely recommend doing research on this one. Is I know I'm gonna butcher the crap out of this name. It's like the cosanthanal fish or something like that. I spelled it correctly in the book, but I don't know how to pronounce it to save my life. I'm from South Carolina,
It was the one caught off of South Africa.
Yes.
We don't pronounce things right here because I am the host and I'm Ashley and I have no vocabulary.
The hostess with the mostess.
Yeah. Well, the interesting part about that fish is it supposedly went extinct 65 million years ago. Well, until they literally caught one off the coast of South Africa.
Like a couple years ago.
It was No, they know they're there now.
I know, but
This was
what year was that he caught that?
1938.
Oh, I thought it was.
So they said,
Wow.
That's
No,
more
no.
than a few years ago.
I
honey.
was literally thinking it was like 2017. Way off.
No, 1938. So
150
basically,
years off.
all these museums had this freaking fish in it. And they said, this thing is a fossil. We don't see these anymore. It's a freaking 7-foot long fish. This ain't a little fish. Like, it's not like, oh, you got a little guppy over there swimming around. No, this is a fish. And so they were like,
This is a man's fish.
this is a
It's
man
like
fish.
the Arnold Schwarzenegger of Mahi.
Exactly. Yeah. This is a man fish. Like, and so they're like, oh, those things don't exist no more. And then 1938, this guy just all of a sudden reels one in, and they're like, oh shit, that thing's still alive. Wait a minute, that thing's still alive.
The oceans are crazy big. Like,
Well,
it's just an expanse of nothingness.
I mean, the crazy thing is still to this day, imagine being a freaking like a botanist or a cryptozoologist or any kind of anything looking for like bugs and stuff. They find freaking animals all the time. Like, and they're like, oh, this is a new species. Well, what defines that as a new species? Well, it has to genetically have its own DNA, something different than another one.
It has to be modified.
It has to be modified in some way. And it's like, yeah, but you know what? If you test enough humans, I'm pretty sure I've met some really dumb humans that I'm pretty sure are different DNA. like, you know, they.
I definitely believe in, and I don't know if this is controversial or not, but I definitely believe there are different stages of human evolution happening, or I mean, just evolution and period happening at the same time, just at different rates.
So my belief is a little different than evolution. Is I think that we adaptations.
Yes, yeah, that's a better word.
I think there's adaptations. I don't personally believe we evolved from monkeys.
No, I completely agree. Adaptation's much better word.
Yes, I think that we have adapted to our surroundings. Absolutely. I mean, like, absolutely, we've adapted to our surroundings.
Very well, might we say.
Sometimes, but I mean, as far as it goes, like with the animals though, like you're sitting there and you have all these different animals and we sit there and we say, well, we know what they all are. We don't know what anything is. Like, we have no idea.
We've seen it. We can document it. So therefore we know that it exists. I mean, what don't we know that exists?
What an amazing episode. Thank you so much, Justin, for coming on. Because this is so long, guys, I am breaking this into 2 parts. I hate 2-part episodes. I hate them. But I've been told that the long episodes are harder to digest. So I'm breaking this up for you. Make sure you come back next week for the conclusion of Bigfoot or Giant Sloth. And yes, I told you Daniel could get loud. He just needs a friend in the studio. That's not me. Anyway, if you are interested in supporting the show, guys, there is one way to do it, and there is no money, no purchase, nothing. And that is liking, commenting, and rating the show. Just by doing those little things, you help Ghost Gossip get pushed in front of new listeners. I love it so much. This is what I want to do. I want to continue to grow. I am growing. We are growing. But it takes It takes a village. So like, subscribe, follow, do all the things. Find me on social media. Come and talk to me. Come and hang out with me. Also, now I have Spotify subscriptions. I don't know what I'm doing with that. I am not trying to put any episode behind a paywall, but I would like to make some money as well. I'm thinking about doing some early release episodes and some other things. I think I did $1.99 a month. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing, so bear with me on that one. But yes, come back next week for the conclusion, and until next time, they'll see you later.
I got a joke for you, Justin. Do you know how to embarrass an archaeologist?
I don't know.
Give him a used tampon and ask him what period it's from.
There's carbon dating for that.
That's the 5th time I've heard that joke.
And it's still funny.
Yeah.
She smirks when she hears it. Don't let her. She thinks it's funny.
This is a professional podcast.
I do apologize.